Hi, guys. Welcome. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me. I am super excited for today's project. I don't typically do this for my projects, but the project that I'm going to share with you today is actually one of my Stampin' Bunko projects for August. But I thought it was so cute that I wanted to share it with you. It's one of my team make and take projects too, as well. So I love it. I love it. I can't wait to share it with you. So as you hop on, say hello. Let me know who is on here with me, who is going to be crafting with me today. And also, too, if you stop by and watch the replay, just say a quick hello. Let me know that you stopped by. If you have not joined me before, I am Debra Harrison with Simply Sweet and Ink Designs. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and I welcome you today. So thank you for hopping on. I see several of you are hopping on. Great, awesome. Okay, so as you know, the truck punch is on back order till October. That's like crazy long to wait, right? So when I was thinking of my Bunko projects, I was trying to figure out what I could do because I like to do one card and one 3D item. And one of the card was going to be like with the trucking along theme, right? The truck theme. So I was like, what can I do to do something, a 3D item that would go along with that truck theme? So I came up with a really cute 3D project. I'm going to give you fair warning. I went through my stash of my die sets. So it's going to use several die sets. So you may not have all these die sets, but hopefully I can give you an alternative if you don't. If not, you can have fun going through your own die sets and maybe finding something similar. So, but before we get into all of that, I do want to share some things with you, what is coming up and our share prize. And I don't know if she's on here yet, our share prize winner. I don't think I see her just yet. All right, so don't forget, let's see, August 5th, I believe that is next Saturday. That will be the very last day to subscribe to my Sweet Creations Club for the Let's Go Shopping Project Kit. It is going to have about $20 in some consumable products, the pre-cut supplies to make these 5 projects, and the PDF tutorial. So if you want to go check that out, you can. You can either subscribe monthly, or if you just want to try a kit for 1 month, if you go to my blog over here, and let me share that with you real quick, at Simply Sweet Ink Designs, click on that, I think it's clubs and events, and then the Sweet Creations tab. Then you will have an option, read all the information there. You can either subscribe monthly, get my kit every month, or if you just want to try the kit for 1 month and get this kit, you would need to click on that 1 month link to be able to sign up for the 1 month, and do that by August 5th so that I know that this is the kit that you want. All right, let's see. So our share winner for last week is Lori Sneed. Lori is actually on my team, so I already have her mailing address, and she is receiving 3 of the paper pumpkin cards, those really cute summary cards, as well as the stamp set that came in that paper pumpkin kit. And she also she is getting a $5 bonus days coupon from me, which is really funny because she and I were chatting by Messenger yesterday about the new holiday catalog. Have y'all seen that catalog? It is so cool. So if you are a demonstrator, you got to see the new holiday catalog we get to pre-order as demonstrators in August, on August 2nd, I believe. And then it goes live for customers, I believe, on September 6th. So if you don't want to wait for that holiday catalog, I encourage you to go ahead and buy that starter kit, get a really good deal on the starter kit, and then you can order those holiday items early. So Lori, you're going to get $5 to put towards your holiday order, some of those items we were talking about yesterday. So really fun. Congratulations, Lori. I will reach out to you soon. And for next week, so if you share this week's video, I will enter you into the drawing for the Hostess Set Night of Flight. This is a really beautiful 2-step stamping stamp set. So go ahead and click on the share button, comment shared. Very important you comment shared. You do need to be in the United States to participate, though, so that I can mail it within the United States. And if you were on YouTube, go ahead, click that share button. You got lots of options to share to Facebook, I think Pinterest. So all kinds of options there as well. Okay, so let's get into the project today. This is what it looks like. And like I said, it uses a lot of different die sets. So I'm going to go through that today. And inside are just a little cello bag of, and you may not be able to tell, but does anybody remember bottle caps, the bottle caps candy? Right? Do y'all remember that? Very, to me, I consider this kind of a nostalgic candy from when I grew up. And in fact, I was thinking about this earlier today. I remember my sister and I'm going to flip back over. If you don't mind, bear with me because I want to share this story with you. When my sister and we were young, we lived in Houston and we lived in a neighborhood where if you walk down this long neighborhood road, at the very end of it was a 7-Eleven. And so we would take our little monies, and we would go down, buy a Slurpee, maybe buy some candy. And there was one day my sister, she's 6.5 years. I'm 6.5 years older than her. So I'm thinking she may have been 4 or 5. I'm not really sure. And I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, two girls walking down in Houston to a 7-Eleven. Okay. Back then it was totally different than it is today. I would never, ever in a million years walk down a street to 7-Eleven in Houston. But anyway, so we were walking back from the 7-Eleven and my sister has this candy in her hand. Like she's a little girl, little thing. And we're about halfway home. And I look down and I'm like, I didn't pay for that candy. And I'm like, oh dear, we're halfway home. Do I keep walking, because that's a long way back? Or do I go back to the store and let them know what's going on? So my conscience got the better of me. So we walked back to the store and I told the person at the register what had happened and gave them back the candy that we hadn't paid for. They were super cool about it. But this reminded me of that story. So anyway, just a fun little story. But no, today I would never walk in Houston like that. All right, so let me go ahead. Let's get into the project today. Okay, so and by the way, I could not find these bottle caps. I thought Walmart or Dollar Tree would have them. Maybe yours does. Mine did not. I actually had to order these on Amazon. Found a really great place to buy them, really cheap. So if you want that link, just message me and I will let you know. I may provide it to you later anyway, because it's a really great price for what I got. Okay, y'all ready to get into this? Okay, so I'm going to pull in all my supplies and we're going to kind of take this just a little bit at a time because there are a lot of dies that I have already die cut them for us so that we're not spending that time die cutting. So what we're going to do is let's start off first with a piece of real red cardstock. We have the quick reference over here. Now, tomorrow, if you're on my email list, you will get the project sheet. It will have all the pictures, all the supplies I use, the instructions to kind of walk you through. And in fact, today I'm going to make sure that I'm kind of referring to my instructions so that I don't miss a step because there are a lot of pieces to this. So that email will go out at 3 o'clock Central Time. So if you're not on my email list, make sure that you go and you subscribe before 3 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. All right, so let's start off with the piece of real red cardstock. This piece measures 4 3/4 across by 5 1/4 in length. And then all I did is I scored each side at 1.5 inches. So all 4 sides, just 1.5 inches. And then what we're going to do is we are going to snip up the side score lines. And let's see, I'm going to angle cut, get rid of some of the excess. And what we're doing is we're just creating the base of our box for our treat box here. And then we're going to use a bunch of dies to kind of build it up and make it look like a truck. So here is our template. We're going to burnish our score lines. There we go. So what then we're going to do is we're going to tuck in that middle section right here. And then we're just going to create like a little box. We're going to glue those sides panels together, our little tabs, create our box, and then we'll go through all those dies and die cuts that are part of this box. And guys, I just realized I made a mistake. I'm gonna have to start all over. Yikes. Okay, well, guess what? We're gonna score. I told you wrong. Okay, so let's go to 1.5. Luckily, I have an extra here. I did not bring up and didn't glue it the correct way. All right, so let's try that again, round 2. All right, so we still want to cut right here, but we don't want to cut the angles because this is actually going to be the side piece right here, okay? So I kind of goofed and messed that up. Sorry, guys. All right, so if I had followed my instructions, we want to angle cut the side tabs, not the middle tab. That will just give it a cleaner look so we don't have that edge. Okay, now we're back in business. Okay, burnish again. All right, so let's take that back. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this on the outside, then put these on the inside, so that then we'll put this flap right here, the middle flap over. See how that gives us a nice clean edge? That's what I meant to do. So let's try that again. Exactly, just paper, exactly. You know, that is the one thing that really attracted me to paper crafting is it is just paper. So it's not the end of the world. If you make a mistake, you just cut another piece and you move on. All right, let's get that in. Okay, now we've got it. Okay, so we have our box. I'm just going to set this aside to dry. And while that is doing that, what I'm going to do next is we're going to go and we have 4 wheels that we're going to be putting on the ends here. Now, this is going to be the wide part of our box because we have a little small part and then we have a wider part. So the wide part is actually going to be the back and the front of our truck. So what I did next is I took, it's not from Stampin' Up, but you may have something similar. It's a 3/4 inch circle punch. And that is what I used to punch out all of my wheels. Now you're gonna want 4 wheels for this in basic black cardstock. So I'm just gonna run through what I did to get to everything. So we have our 4 wheels. That is 3/4 inch punched, all right? Then next, what I did is I took in real red cardstock, I took the nested essential dies. I used this die right here, the largest one in that set, and I die cut out a real red as well as a smoky slate. And the reason for the smoky slate is we're going to use it on the back of our box. So that's where I got that from. Then next, what I did is I took the red panel, and after I die cut it out, then I took the teacup dies. Now, guys, I know this die set is retired, and so, but you may have something similar. I took the little lemon wedge and I die cut out a little window there. So if you don't have a semicircle, then what you can do is you can just use a small rectangle, just something to mimic a window. So that is where that came from. And then next, I cut out two more panels that form the bed of my truck. So it's actually 2 layers. And how I got to those 2 layers is with the Something Fancy dies. Now you have 2 options here. You can either go with these 2 or you could go with these 2. To me, this reminds me of Ford. This one reminds me of Chevrolet. So, but anyway, I chose to use these 2. So what I did is I took, again, in real red, I'm going to move some of these out of the way, is in real red cardstock. I die cut out from this size, so that one, and then I die cut out another set. Let me go side by side here. Like I said, there's a lot of die cuts. All right, so I did that one and that one, the large one, and then the middle one. Now with the middle one, I wanted it to be a little bit different. So what I did is I took the hatch embossing folder from the basic borders dies, and I just embossed that smaller piece. So I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got a little bit of hatch work. So it gives it a little bit of definition to the bed of the truck. So that is how I got to those two pieces. Then let's see, then we have, for the mirrors, I did use the trunk punch. So if you don't have the trunk punch to cut these out, you can just cut out just something that mimics the mirrors. So we're going to do that. Let's see if I can find my tiny little mirrors here. So we have the two mirrors. And then what's next? Then I used the Smoky Slate cardstock, and this is going to be the little grill for my truck. And then I used, from the Give It a Whirl dies, I used this label die. However, you can cut a rectangle, super, super simple. And that's how I came up with basically the license plate for my truck, okay? So like I said, lots and lots of dies. And then let's see, what else did I have? I think that was it. Oh, 2 punch circles. So we have 2 punch circles, which those are going to be the headlights. And I did these in Poppy Parade because I wanted to give it just a little bit of a different red. And then I'm going to come back and what I did is you can't tell, but I actually brushed it with some Winka Stella glitter. So it actually kind of looks shimmery. All right. And then lastly, we just have a little window sheet. So lots of little pieces today, but I wanted to just share with you where I got them all from. If you don't have all of these pieces, I'm going to give you some alternates here. So what you can do is you can take, if you don't have that Nested Essentials dies, you can still take cut a rectangle that measures 2 3/8 by 3 inches and just round the corners. Okay, very, very simple. It's a very simple, similar concept, and then cut out your window. So don't fret if you don't have that nested dies. Now, if you don't have the something fancy dies, again, you could cut out some rectangles, 1 7/8 by 3 and a 1 5/8 by 2 5/8. And then you could just take like a little circle punch and just cut the little circle edges there, just to mimic there, just to get something similar. Okay, let's get, now that we have all of our pieces done, we're going to put this box together. I know that was really a lot to go through, so sorry about that, but I wanted to give you how I got to each piece because there were a lot of dies. So we're going to take the circles and we are going to, remember, we want to use the long width of our box, and we are going to put the circles on each end about halfway. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And just put that halfway. And so basically what this is going to look like is, as we're looking from the back of the truck, it just kind of looks like we're seeing the base of the tires. All right, so then that I have done these 3 steps right here. So let's turn it over. Next, I'm going to start putting on those die cuts pieces. So first, what I'm going to do is I am going to put on, I'm going to work with this, my little die cut. This is going to be the front of my truck. Now on the back here, I want to turn it over, and I am going to add a window sheet. Now this window sheet measures 1 by 1 3/4. So we're just going to add just a tiny bit of glue around the edge here, and we're going to stick our window sheet on. Press that down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those 2 side view mirrors. Now I want the shiny side to show towards the front. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over here that way. And I'm just going to add a little dab of glue on each side there. Have the shiny side face down. Do that for both sides. All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to take our gray piece and we're going to glue that on top so that it holds in that window sheet as well as our 2 little side view mirrors. And so to do that, because I want to make sure I don't glue over my window, I'm just going to glue on the red piece. And then we're going to just put this on top. And then it kind of gives a little bit of, there you go. That is the front of our truck. So what we're going to do now is we're going to add glue to the front part. And then we're going to glue our truck. And what we're going to do is we're going to glue it so that the bottom of my rectangle lines up with the bottom of my box right there. And there we go. So we have the front of the truck done. Now we're going to work with the back of the truck. The back of the truck is pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to add glue right here to the back. Again, we're just going to line up the bottom of our rectangle with the bottom of our box. And then we're going to take that smaller piece and we're going to pop it up with some dimensionals. We're just going to center it right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I'm going to take my little white piece and we're going to stamp in black Memento, and it's going to say special delivery. Now that does come from the Trucking Along stamp set. It is one of the cute sayings. And we're just going to stamp right here in the middle. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with some basic gray, and I'm going to take that 1/2 inch piece of the basic gray cardstock and we're going to stamp. It's like a road. And so what I did is I figured it would kind of make like the grill on our bumper here. And so I'm just going to stamp that little piece right there just to give it kind of like it's like the shimmer on the grill. All right, so we're done with our stamping. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up my license plate with some dimensionals again. And then we're just going to put that, actually, you know what? I'm going to put it a little bit higher right here so I have room for my bumper. Then I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals, and here is where I want to put my little grill. Okay, so then we're going to put that underneath right there. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take, well, there's 2 more things I want to do. I am going to take those 2 little Poppy Parade 1/2 inch circles, and we're going to pop those up as well. And these are going to be our headlights for the back. And like I said, you can come back with some Wink of Stella, color those in, give them a little bit of shimmer. Okay, let's try that. And there we go. So then what I thought would be really cool to do is let's take some classic matte dots. Let's take some of the gray ones and let's just add some kind of like their little screw holes right there that you would attach your plate to. So that is the project for today. And then what I did is I just took like a 3x5 cello bag, put in about 1 ounce of those bottle caps candies, tied it off with some black and white gingham ribbon, and that is the project today. So I hope that you like that. So I wanted to tell you, I did do an alternate with this truck concept. So what I did is I took a really the really beautiful New Designer Series paper, and I'm trying to think of what it's called. But anyway, it just came out. It's an online exclusive. You can use any kind of background paper that you have. And what I did is I used the same concept and I put all of the pieces together. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't do the box. So basically it's all of those layers just flattened on the card. So anyway, I thought that was a cute alternative if you want to do the same concept but in a card. So I wanted to let you know I do have a really fun ordering promotion for you this week. So let me tell you about it. So if you would like to make this, like to have the pre-cut supplies sent to you for this project, I do have a free project kit with you within a $50 order. I will send everything to you free. And what it will do is you will have the supplies to make this truck, as well as this really cute card and another card right here. And then there's a really cute fun fold card. And in fact, this is the card I'm going to show you how to make next week. And so if you would like to get the pre-cut supplies, you do want to have a few things, okay? So you will want to have the Trucking Along stamp set. Now, if you don't have the punch, you can physically cut these out. You can just manually cut them out. They're not impossible to cut. In fact, a lot of these you have to manually cut anyway. So you would just have to cut the truck pieces. So if you don't have the truck stamp set, you can actually add that as one of your order items. Thank you, Jan. Yes, the one horse open sleigh. That is the designer series paper. And in fact, that's what I'm going to show you here in a minute. Now, some other supplies that you'll want to have to make the projects, really basic colors, real red, Granny Apple Green, and Daffodil Delight. So I'm sure you already have those ink pads, as well as Memento Black. You'll want to have Memento Black. And then some blends, and that would be just your real red, Granny Apple Green again, Daffodil Delight, and here I have Pecan Pie, but just some kind of medium brown, so that you can color in. Really, the only place I used the brown was for the palm tree. So like I said, you don't need a lot. If you have just even a brown marker, that will work just as well. All right, so what the project kit will look like if you have not done one of my project kits before. This is a free with purchase project kit. It will come all packaged up for you. It will include that a quarter pack of the One Horse Open Sleigh Designer Series paper. This is an online exclusive that just recently came out. It actually went out of stock, but just came back in stock recently. Beautiful, beautiful set of Designer Series paper. Look at that beautiful background, wintry scenes here. I think this is the one I used for this card right here. Just really simple. And so you'll get a quarter pack of this paper in your free project packet. I think that's it. There you go. You'll also too get the pre-cut project supplies for all 4 projects. And I will also too, I'll send you a half a yard of the black and white gingham ribbon. You'll get a couple of strips for the matte dots, as well as an ounce of those really fun bottle cap candies. All right, guys. So that is what I had to share with you today. Like I said, don't worry if you don't have those exact same die sets. This is the time to go and just have fun pulling out some old die sets that you may have and just give them a little bit of love, you know, because there are really cool things that you can do with your dies. So anyway, guys, take care. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing. I love that you were with crafting with me today. And I hope that you will join me next Friday. Like I said, we're going to make the it's called a, oh my goodness, what is it called? Flying Seagull card. All right. This is actually from another demonstrator, and I will give you all the information on that next week. All right. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend.